Yesterday I was talking about unconditional love and saving myself as I was, with the sexual abuse that I experienced as a young child. Um, and today with unconditional love and how I have been learning to implement it within myself, within my life. Um, I have this vision that I've had for a very long time of myself standing before God, and I see her as just this force of energy, of being. She doesn't have a face, she's just all light, more like the sun, but with a human form. And there's, warmth, and I can feel it when I'm standing before her, but I'm naked. And in this vision, I have a Sharpie in my hand, and I look down at myself and I'm covered with words. That my body is like black. It's more like tattoos, but it's a Sharpie. My whole body, my face, my hands, my arms, my everything, in complete nakedness, and I am completely covered in words. And I realize as I'm standing there before my higher power, before God, that everything that I've ever done or said or even thought is written on my body. There's so much that there's no skin left showing. And I look over and there's a man there. So it's Jesus in this vision. He's taking his clothes off. I mean, literally like standing there in front of God and myself, getting naked. And he reaches over and puts those clothes on me. And as he does, every bit of the Sharpie is disappearing. Not just from the clothes, but literally disappearing off of my skin. And the Sharpie no longer works. Like, it's dead. It can't write on myself anymore. I can no longer carry the shame anymore. And this vision I've had for years and years and years of who Jesus is in my life and how he has saved me. Now, I went for several years, and I've discussed this in previous videos already, of being more agnostic, that I didn't really believe it. I thought maybe this was a fairy tale, but it doesn't change. This is my vision of who Jesus is. Now, how does it tie into love? When I had this vision again just a couple nights ago, or a week ago, something like that, as I was, talking about loving myself, I had started looking in the mirror, telling myself that I love you. Because, clearly I need to tell myself, and I need to believe this, and I need to rewire the thought process and the thoughts that say that I am not worthy, that I am not enough, I am unlovable. So I started telling myself, I love you. Esther, I love you. Esther, you are lovable. And so when I was having this vision kind of again, I was talking to God and telling her how grateful I am, how grateful for all the in the moment things, the abundance that I am experiencing and that I have in my life. And I realized that those clothes that Jesus was taking off and putting on me is love. It's not a robe, it's not anything else other than love. I was clothed in Jesus' perfect love, and that is how I am able to stand before the Father, before the Mother, before the being, the highest power there is, and be perfect. Be blameless, without offense. And as I was thinking on this and, really meditating on the love that Jesus gives me and has given me and continues to give me, I started thinking about when Jesus was on the cross. And John 3:16, most people know that verse. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. I was thinking, what are we believing in? What am I, Esther, believing in? I'm believing that Jesus died on a cross. Well, okay, that his blood was shed for us, for me. And I kind of visualized again me covered in that Sharpie, my skin just completely covered. And it wasn't ever blood that was covering me. Never. It was love. When Jesus died on that cross, it was never blood coming out of him. Yeah, for real. It was literal blood. But it wasn't blood. It was love coming out of those nails in his hands. Love coming from his side. Love coming from his feet. All that blood, it was love. Because that is the essence of God. And Jesus is God, right? I know within myself that I have all the love that I could ever need or want. And more so, I have all the love to give. So if I have all of this love to give, that I'm covered in love, I am filled with love because I am filled with this energy of God. She has filled me. I am love. I am enough because I am love. Jesus died to love me. He let his love come out of his body, seep out in the form of blood to love us, to love me. So every day, every moment, every time I can possibly think about it, I am rewiring those thoughts in my mind of I am love. My abuse doesn't define me. My trauma, my choices, there's nothing, truly, because I am love. And Jesus literally died on a cross so he could bleed out love for me. Pretty incredible stuff, at least in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.